Today, I want to talk about Assyria as I am revising my textbook I wrote to teach homeschoolers world history. A Bible believer looks at world history. So, the last superpower I want to deal with briefly is Assyria, which developed into a formidable fighting force and is sometimes referred to as a type of Nazi Germany, where loyalty to the state was the ultimate religion and where all other ethnic groups were mere fodder for displaying one's warlike attributes. Assyria's main god was Ashur, builder of Nineveh, Rehoboth, and Calah, and son of Shem. His worship was eventually integrated in with the Sumerian Enlil. Assyria grew out of the cities mentioned and the name of Shem's son, although its predominant racial group may have been from a mixture of Ham and Shem. Nina, a version of Ishtar, was also worshipped. Nineveh eventually became home to over 300,000 people. Now, the Assyrians took their common language and arts from Sumeria, and as most warlike nations were not particularly inventive on their own, outside of vehicles made for war. At the time of Abram's visit to Egypt in Genesis chapter 12, they were developing into a fierce nation with which everyone will one day have to contend. Finally, something should be said about the weapons of war these nations used in order to fight with each other. The axe, the mace, the dagger, and finally the sword were added to the spear and the bow and arrow for warfare and hunting. The chariot was a small cart, usually lightweight, generally two-wheel, with sometimes more, sometimes armored, and sometimes with sharp blades protecting from the axles, drawn by armored horses. Sometimes you fought from them, and sometimes you dismounted and fought. An apparent Sumerian invention, the chariot was developed to its supreme value by the Assyrians, with light chariots for archers and heavier chariots for up to 4 spearmen. I personally believe that cavalry developed from a string of mounted horsemen that would naturally have had to accompany the chariot as a source of replacement horses for those killed in battle. It doesn't take much thought to realize that if I wanted to disable a chariot, killing the horses pulling it would be much easier than killing its occupants who were shooting at you. This appears to be clear from biblical accounts of David and Solomon's own military and their contact with the military machine of their neighbors. Next, Abram leaves Egypt and travels to Canaan. So we'll stop there and we'll pick it up with that with Abram's movements since leaving. So I hope that if you watch this video, you'll click like and subscribe or follow. Feel free to make comments if you want to add something else you know or have learned, or disagree with me. Just provide your citations. I learn that way and I appreciate it. So thank you for watching the video.